Morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. Last day of July. Tomorrow's August 1st. Let's do your morning fishing report. I left the dock this morning. It was chilly for the last day of August, middle of the summer. 56 degrees, so I put a hoodie on. I'm regretting that decision now. It's starting to warm up already pretty good. Way out to the south, got a little bit of, oh, can you guys see this? He come right up. Oh, that's so awesome. Right on the, oh, freaking pickerel. Look at this pickerel. He's going berserk. I saw him right there come up behind it. I don't really want to deal with him. I don't really want to deal with him. All right, buddy. Hold on. Oh, he came off. Perfect. And I got my spinner back. Yes! Oh, how was that for live action during the morning fishing report, folks? You can't get that anywhere else. Only here. That's the Mike Urema. He goes, whenever you get tied up for something to say, just give him the old guns. That was pretty exciting. I watched him hit it right there. I'm in shallow throwing a worm harness. Throwing a worm harness in shallow looking for some walleyes. I was not running a live crawler on there. I had a 4-inch Berkeley power bait crawler on it. That hook keeper holds it there right in place, and it's got its own scent. You could juice it up with some worm scent, give or take, but certainly out here I have no place to put worms. But I still wanted to do it, so I put a piece of plastic on it, and it still works. Obviously, that was awesome. That pickerel was right there. Oh, that's exciting. And everybody got to see it live as I'm recording it live. So that was pretty cool. 57 degree air temp. I'm giving the water the splash test with my feet. It's in the high 70s. It's beautiful swimming water. Nice and clear. Got a little bit of an east wind this morning. I'd say 0 to 5. Started out on the drop off at 1:30, the east wind, so we started up on top of the drop off. I went out to 1:30 because I wanted to go fish out there, and I pull up and there's my friends John and Paulie already out there fishing. John had a couple good ones right at daybreak. Paul had a couple perch. I pulled up, I caught a 3.5-inch walleye. Then my second one was about a 7-inch walleye. My third one was about a 18 or 19-inch walleye. Then I had 2 other ones up that I could just see that come off on me. And then it died. We made 3 or 4 more drifts. Paul and I got shooting the breeze, so we talked for half hour. Beautiful Sunday morning. It's nice. It's easy to forget. It doesn't have to just be fishing every second of every fishing trip. Honestly, it could be a lot of things, and they could be a lot of things that are completely different than fishing. That's a whole another topic. But so I got all those fish on Homie the Clown on a blade bait, and then I said, well, I'm going to come in shallow. I got one spot I wanted to check, and rolling that spinner through, and I had something else on, and then I just caught that pickerel. So pretty good morning. A lot of stuff going on, everybody. A lot of stuff in the universe swirling around over the top of me, and the things that are meant to come to me are all of a sudden shooting down right through the top of my head right here. That's where all the good stuff goes into our body. I always think about it like the wide mouth lid on a top of a mason jar. You unscrew that lid and you can fill it fast. It's a wide mouth. A lot of stuff goes in there. That's right here. So if you unscrewed this top, all that stuff from the universe, all those downloads, all that stuff that's happening out there, all those conversations, all of you out there that are here watching me for a reason, and you may or may not know that some of it has nothing to do with fishing. You know, we talk about stuff between ourselves and in the comments and while we're actually in person fishing with each other. we talk about stuff way above the realm of fishing, and I love fishing. It's my, what is it? My favorite thing to do, I guess. Everybody that's got tuned in to what I've been saying, and everybody else, and the beauty of this community, you're here for a reason. It's not random. It's not coincidence. You were drawn in to something that you felt was right or good or interesting or entertaining. And we talk about fishing because that's what I am. I'm a fisherman. But fishing, in a lot of times, people hear me say the term fishing's fishing. Well, it is. It's fishing is arbitrary. The things that we learn and observe and are taught while fishing are invaluable. But the actual act of catching a fish today versus another day, you can stack the odds in your favor, but it's never a guarantee. Never. I mean, even dunking a piece of worm off the end of the dock to the throngs of hungry perch that live under the dock that you have, not even that's a guarantee. So we come out and we do all these things, and we put this puzzle together. Fishing is a puzzle. It's an equation. The great lenders, Ron and Al, and later on Jim, and then the whole crew at In Fisherman, like they were the first ones to put a followable, repeatable formula to fishing circumstances. So it's X species times X time of year, which means you're going to find them in X location, and then you're going to use this X presentation. And all of a sudden it was boom, 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 boom. Presentation plus location equals success, I believe was their formula. So it was P plus L equals S. And I grew up thinking that way. A logical path to follow to get from an unknown to a known. From I don't know what I'm doing or why or when or where, to here's a chart that you can follow basic time frames in the fishing world. So sometimes we follow those basic rules to catch a fish, and it teaches us a larger lesson about life, and maybe not about our superficial life of how to get from point A to B, or how to be successful on your next job interview, or whatever it is you want at that moment, but on a higher level of basic human experience is what we're trying to learn more about truly. The superficial of, this is how I made $1 million, or this is how I came up with picking the winning lottery numbers, or whatever. It's even bigger than that. The superficial is the things that we get hung up with in this lifetime. And that doesn't mean unimportant, and it doesn't mean trivial, and it doesn't mean but they're superficial. They're extraneous to the actual act of life. And that actual act of it being a human being on this planet in this time and space, and what that means to us, where we think we came from, and where we think we're going. And I personally don't believe that this is a one-shot deal. I just find it hard to believe that our whole existence is this being, is me standing here, is solely and completely wrapped up in a one-shot deal that's a span of the size of a grain of sand in the grand scheme of every grain of sand on every beach on this planet. I just find that hard to believe that's it. And so I choose not to believe that. So then what does that mean? Then that naturally brings up questions about what, where, when, why, how. Where did I come from? Where am I going? How did I get here? How am I going to go? What's involved? What about the people that have already been here before or left? Where are they? Can we still, is there a way to communicate? And if there is a way to communicate, that then validates the theory that there is another place, because you wouldn't be able to communicate with something that wasn't there. So all of those things, we we center around fishing because that's what I do. And those life lessons, we can talk about fishing in infinite detail and then also go, but this applies to life in the same way. So if you're here, you're interested in these conversations, obviously, because you're listening to it. And that's powerful, because now we become not a disjointed school of bait that when you see on your graph it's blue and it's broken up and you can see you can see voids in between. That's a loose school of bait. That's all of us. We're loosely all tied to fishing in Central New York and Oneida Lake and walleye fishing and yada yada. But then as you start to boil that down, that school of bait, all of a sudden there's outside influences and that school of bait tightens right up. Now it's a solid mass acting as one, and now it becomes not impervious to all prey, but certainly much tougher. It's now working as a one, and they're trying to evade predation and that school of bait. Now those predators are still following, but they've got to wait for them to loosen up again, because now they're vulnerable. See what I mean? Collectively, when we're here, it's not a matter of power, but we're thriving like a nuclear reaction. All of us are thriving in its positivity, in its uplifting, in its thought-provoking, and all of those wonderful things are just spinning around and around and around within our group. And our group is open. There are no borders, there are no fences, there are no walls. We're wide open. And when you come to our group and you assimilate into our group, you know in advance that our group is positive and uplifting, and that we're interested in theories and will this work and what about that spot, and we talk to each other, and collectively then we are, by doing that interaction in an honest and open way, then we're raising the IQ and the vibration of what you're able to do as an angler that much higher. And I believe, without even trying, then it also translates into our everyday life, because you'll start to see those patterns take over in everything you do. And the more positivity you radiate out of you, the more comes back. And I'm living proof of that, because you guys are giving it back to me just more than I've ever experienced, which then makes me want to give to you guys even more and better and more entertaining and cooler stuff and greater ideas and more insight into things that we might not all get to see, but we'd like to. We're interested in it. That's my morning. That's my Sunday morning. Sunday mornings, especially in the summertime. Even right now, everything's quiet out here. I'm over on the North Shore. I don't have another fishing boat anywhere in sight. It's like it's my own personal pond. Pretty neat. Thanks, everybody. Have a great Sunday fun day. And I mean great. Went to the fireworks last night. They were great. Have a great day today. Let some of the stuff we talked about sink in today. Just think about it. Just let your brain think about some of the things we talked about. There's no expectation of anything after that. And you don't ever have to say a word to anybody. Just let some of the things we talked about today sink in and see what they bring up with inside your own thought process. Feel free to tell me. Feel free to tell me in the content. I would love it. I would welcome it. I love conversation, especially good conversation. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. Keep your tune.